Hello, Lisa Richard here with Loving Energy Recharge. Welcome to Inner Alchemy. Inner Alchemy is a blend of the teachings of human design, the gene keys, and incorporating some more than existing Lightworker coaching tools. We are really looking at the relationship and the pattern within the cosmic energies as a representation of what also goes on within us in order for us to learn the different aspects through our shadow tendencies, our learning objectives, our gifts to embrace, and really understanding that everything is circular in motion, everything is energy in motion, and we're not here to get rid of our ego, but we are here to learn to transcend ourselves, to harness more of our gifts, to trust in ourselves more deeply, and to evolve together as a species. So you'll see in the number outside of this wheel, which is known as a mandala wheel in the teachings of human design, the numbers 1 through 64. Now, this is in reference to the book of I Ching, which has 64 in the book of changes, and it also represents the DNA within your cellular structure. You have 64 codon strands within your DNA. So here's where we see that we have the cellular potential to do the transformation within us, but each and every one of us have to walk our own journey to do those activations within yourself. As our wheel has been turning, we now enter what is known as gate number 7 during the period of time of August the 5th to the 9th. And this is found in our center of self in the teachings of human design. Now, the center of self acts as what is known as a magnetic monopole, which means it's a magnet that pulls directly to itself. It pulls in one direction. Here we find all 4 gates that are part of what is known as the love gates in human design, and all 4 of the directional gates in the teachings of human design. So it's like having a representation of 2 crosses. And the idea is to find yourself right in the very center, which is the center within yourself, also known as your high heart, to find the truth at the core of your being. So to find yourself in alignment to the medicine wheel of all 4 directions, in harmony with the seasons and the planet around you, and also sitting in the real core essence of all the love that is there for each and every one of us. This gate number 7 in the teachings of human design is known as the directional gate of looking forward. It is called the gate of uniformity. So if you think of that in terms of all moving towards kind of a similar goal, a similar direction. And it does not mean to all think the same, do the same, act the same. We are not robots. We live in a world of diversity and we all have many different opinions, a lot of different cultures. We are rich in who we are as a species. So we're not meant to become a program or a robot just doing things on autopilot, but there is some kind of sense of a higher purpose. And it goes by many different names. You might be connected to God, Source, the Creator, the universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, whatever it is to you. If you found this channel, you're just feeling something that there's got to be more for humanity. So it's also looking forward in terms of where do you want to go for the children and for the children that are coming behind them. So it's really pointing your direction on your compass to know that others are watching, others are following in your footsteps, you're leaving a legacy behind. And what does that really look like for the human race when we are allowing ourselves to be a lot more mindful of what we are creating, how we are creating it, and the impact on others. So this also brings us into the larger understanding that it's not just about I, the small little I. We are in this together. We are living in Earth together. And I get a chuckle sometimes of looking at photos of the Earth in the vastness of the universe and seeing how tiny it really is. It is really like a little marble that is floating in space, yet we tend to carry the weight of the world on our shoulder. And I read the other day we're not here to fix the world. And I know for myself, when I could breathe that into me, it was almost like this big weight came off the shoulders. And, even though I understand I'm not here to save the world, you're not here to save the world. But sometimes within ourselves, especially when we're a sensitive, we're an empath, there's just this desire to want to help others and to be of service. And we tend to worry an awful lot about the state of things. So coming into that bigger understanding of we as a global, as a collective, as you and your spiritual team around you, helps to put that control, that onus, that direction back into the bigger picture. It's allowing yourself to take a step back, even though we're in the directional gate of looking forward, to really become self-aware as to what you're contributing to, where your energy is going, where your thoughts are going, where your intention is going, where your own legacy is going. It is starting to take the responsibility, not be so judgmental of others out in the world and have an opinion of how they should live their life or where they should be going or what they should be doing, but really coming home to you in the self-awareness that the only person that can change is yourself. If you are feeling bothered, it is the time and the clarity of really understanding, well, why does this make such a difference to me? Why is this impacting me? Why is this emotion coming up? Why am I feeling so triggered in this energy? And then to also know that the more you get to know who you are, the more you're going to know who you're not. So if you're sensitive like I am and you're picking up on the weather, you're picking up in the environment, you're picking up on the world around you, you start to notice the shifts in your own energy and you'll catch it faster and faster and learn techniques to let it go. Now, some of the beautiful techniques to let things go is to simply go outside, to ground, to connect with Mother Earth, pay attention to your breath, pay attention to the rhythm of your heart, allow yourself to tune in to the natural sounds and allow the background noise to simply just be background noise. Now, we're also stepping back into what is known as the channel of the Alpha this week. And it's interesting because 2 gate activations ago, so about the 19th, I'm just looking at my chart here, around the 24th of July, we were up in this gate 31. So you had an opportunity to experience this connection here, part of the channel of the Alpha, from that point in time, which is really about the gate of influence, looking at the shadow of arrogance, looking into stepping forward as your own leader. And now we're coming into that gate number 7 on the other end of this channel of the Alpha, into really moving us through the different shadows in there that are going to bring us forward to division. So how we divide ourselves as a species, the dilemma of boundaries, so really looking at the need for yourself to establish your own boundaries, and the gift of guidance, which is where we're all looking towards somebody, something, for an idea of where we want to move forward. So where are you getting your guidance from? And is it coming from internal, your values, your knowing, your gut feeling, your sensation? Or are you being coerced and guided towards something where your body's going, you know what? That doesn't feel right to me. So the highest form of energy during this time is going to be the Sudi of virtue. And virtue is that highest essence of having your personal standards, but these are standards at a high, high level. So think of the laws of the universe, cause and effect. If this happens, that happens. Understanding that all things come in balance, working with the gift of being in the flow of things. So really taking a look at what are your value systems this week? What are your non-negotiables this week? Where do you need to establish some healthy boundaries? And that might be with yourself, to not get involved with somebody else's journey, have such a strong opinion over what somebody else should do, but also not compromise, giving away your own ability to make decisions and to understand that nothing can affect you unless you allow it to. And what I mean by that is when we step into emotional energy, and because we're still really learning the power of our emotions, if somebody says something to you that is harmful or hurtful, it only hurts yourself if you believe what they're saying to be true. So if someone's calling you names, those names can literally roll off your shoulder when you know who you are, when you step into your power, when you step into the guidance of not accepting somebody else's verbal abuse or their hurt or their shadow tendencies, and to really kind of shift your energy back into, do I really believe that to be true about my character or true about myself? And when you're stepping into your own virtues and really knowing who you are and you're grounded in who you are, you're not going to be so easily affected by that. So if we were to take a look back and flow back into that channel of the alpha, now from that point of time of really looking forward into stepping into who you are, your truth, where we want to lead humanity, where we want to start leading that legacy, do we want to build a culture of independent thinkers where you know how to think for yourself, feel for yourself, take responsibility for yourself, teach children that it's okay to feel, it's okay to express themselves, it's okay to have an opinion, it's okay to ask questions, it's okay to learn, and not to project things onto somebody else, but to not be punished for using the power of your voice and seeking clarity for something when you just don't understand. So this gate is also really focusing on the children, and the children are coming into this world more and more sensitive. We are evolving as a species. We are becoming more emotionally sensitive. We're becoming more in tune to our environment. We're picking up on different energies, vibrations, hiding gifts of seeing spirit, being affected by the spirit realm. When we keep teaching from a fear base, we're going to be creating more and more of a culture that lives in fear. When we start teaching how to have faith in yourself, to trust in your body, to trust in your intuition, to really take a step back as that leader of the pack, as that alpha who is in charge of your own destiny, and questioning, does that feel right? Then we're going to start seeing more self-empowerment, more creativity, more mindfulness, more out-of-the-box thinking, more of an ability to cope when things seem to crash and crumble. Because right now we're living in a society where it's instant gratification. We don't know how to be bored. We're seeking a stimulation, and we are so overwired that it's affecting the nervous system, it's affecting the tendency to get mad, it's affecting the anger that is arising out there. And the call to be gentle and to be soft is also rising to meet that same in the balance of the whole. So when we are stepping into that gift of guidance this week, it is really you focusing on how can you guide yourself to know where proper boundaries need to exist, to know that you're heading in the direction of what is for the highest good, to bring the best parts of yourself to the forefront. So you're guiding yourself from your mind by focusing on what you love, what truly matters to you, what brings you that happiness. And you're watching how the mind sometimes goes into that division, that shadow of trying to keep you separate from everybody else. So this is where we tend to judge ourselves, or we use language like, I'm not good enough, I don't fit in here, all that kind of narrative that would keep you separate from the rest of humanity. So you want to catch those and you want to guide yourself back into your heart center, to the truth of your virtues, to remind yourself we're all one. We're all in this earth together. We're all in this journey together. Your only job is to be the best version of you that you can be, and allow everything else to unfold as it's meant to unfold. So have some fun with this. This is also going to be bringing us into a start of what is known as the Ring of Union. And we're going to have 3 more activations after this point in time. That's going to introduce us to the gifts of understanding, commitment, and intimacy as we stay in the Ring of Union for 4 gate activations. So we're also going to be slowly making our way into the sun moving into Virgo in a couple weeks, moving from the 5th house of pleasure into the 6th house of health. So it's also the opportunity to look at your work-life balance, the aspect and the need to have fun, but also knowing the importance of work, stability, foundation, taking care of the mind, body, spirit connection. So enjoy this time. Notice what comes up for you. You may want to go back to watch the video on gate number 31, which was a couple weeks ago at the end of July, to get an understanding of this channel of alpha from the other side of that perspective. And if you are new to human design, like always, you can head to my website, lovingenergyrecharge.com. There is a complimentary Introduction to Human Design course there. You can enroll, follow the links, create your charts, and go ahead and go through the self-guided course at your own time and at your own pace. So I wish you all much love. Enjoy the journey of recognizing your patterns. And if I could give a tip that I have learned in my own journey, focus on cultivating the gift aspect for yourself, and that shadow is naturally going to move to the side. So you're not here to get rid of the shadow. And sometimes we focus so hard on looking at the shadow tendencies that we're almost feeding it. It's taking away the joy. So think of it as when you focus on the gift, it's like shining a light in a dark room and the darkness disappears. It's still there, but it has gone to the background. The light is now leading the way. So focus on the gift of guidance, how you're guiding yourself, how you're allowing others to guide you. Step into your virtue, step into your value systems, and just notice in the background how the separation, the division, and how your healthy boundaries come to the forefront. Boundaries that keep you separated and divided from others start to fade away. When you learn to have compassion for you, you learn to have compassion for others. Namaste to you all, and I look forward to connecting again next week when we step into the next gate in that Ring of Union. Take care.